You have 48 hours. The message sits at the bottom of Nia Rowan's phone screen in cold black text. Above it, 3 photos. She's standing in her Seattle apartment, tea mug frozen halfway to her lips, and her brain can't process what she's seeing fast enough. The first photo loads, her, walking into the women's shelter this morning, navy coat, scuffed boots. The angle is wrong, shot from above like someone was on a rooftop waiting. Someone was watching. The second photo appears. Junok locking up the bakery downstairs, his face clear through the window, captured mid-turn, profile sharp as a knife. The timestamp reads 11:47 a.m. 2 hours ago. Someone is still watching. The third photo downloads. Welcome back, my amazing Pride family. Your unwavering support means everything to me, and I'm beyond grateful for each of you. Every day I strive to improve and bring you the best stories because I know you deserve nothing less. If this is your first time here, I encourage you to leave a comment telling me where you're watching from and hit that subscribe button. By doing so, you become part of this incredible journey, and together we'll continue sharing stories that matter. I can't do this without you. So let's get into today's story. Nya's knees forget how to lock. Her mother's grave. Not an old photo. Not a memory pulled from social media. Fresh. Recent. Taken this morning after Nia left. She can see the yellow tulips, her mother's favorite, still bright against wet marble. The ones she placed there at 9:15 a.m. before her shift, kneeling in cold mud to arrange them just right because her mother always said yellow meant hope. Someone followed her there, watched her grieve, took pictures. The air in the apartment turns solid. Nia tries to breathe, but her lungs won't expand. There's cement where oxygen should be. The phone is vibrating in her grip, but she can't feel her fingers anymore. They've gone numb, disconnected, like her hands have stopped being hers. The mug slips. Ceramic explodes against kitchen tile. She doesn't look down, can't look away from the screen. From her mother's name carved in stone. Amara Louise Rowan, beloved mother, gone too soon. From the tulips that are still yellow, still fresh, still hers. Below the photos, one more line of text appears. Choose carefully, Nia. Her vision tunnels. The edges of the room go white and fuzzy, like she's looking through a shrinking tube. Choose what? Her brain tries to form the question but can't get past the roaring in her ears. Choose who? That's what they mean. Choose who dies. Outside, snow falls thick and silent over Seattle. People walk dogs, cars move slow through slush. Everything looks normal through the window, safe, predictable. But someone out there has 48 hours marked on a calendar. Someone out there is counting down. The apartment door clicks open. Nia's spine snaps straight against the refrigerator where she's somehow ended up. The metal is freezing through her. Sweater, but she can't move. Can't think. Can't do anything but watch Junok step inside, brushing snow from his dark hair. He's carrying a paper bag that smells like cinnamon rolls and fresh bread. His smile is the soft kind that took him 7 years to learn, the kind that belongs to a man who thinks he's finally safe. You okay? He asks. Her mouth opens. Nothing. She's pressed against the refrigerator, phone clutched to her chest, breathing too fast. Junok's smile dies. He sets the bag down with the careful precision of a man whose instincts just woke up. Nya. Not a question this time, a demand. She can't tell him, because the man standing in her kitchen, the one who volunteers at community gardens and reads library books about sustainable farming and makes bread with his own hands, that man is safe. The other version, the one who used to move through Seoul with blood on his knuckles and bodies in his wake, is buried so deep she thought he'd never surface. But whoever sent these photos is digging him up. I dropped my tea, she whispers. The lie tastes like metal. Junok looks at the shattered mug, at the tea spreading across tile, then back at her face. His eyes narrow, not with anger, with recognition. He's always been able to read her. It's what makes him dangerous and what makes her love him. You're lying. Not an accusation, just a fact delivered in a voice that's gone flat and cold. Nia clutches the phone tighter against her sternum. She can feel her heartbeat slamming against her knuckles. Fast, erratic, animal afraid. Bad day at the shelter, she tries. Junseok moves toward her slowly, the way you'd approach something wounded and cornered. When he reaches out to touch her face, his fingers are warm, steady, everything she's not. Whatever it is, he says quietly, we handle it together. Nia closes her eyes. She wants to believe him. She wants to believe that the past stays buried, that love is stronger than violence, that 48 hours is enough time to figure out who's hunting them and why, but the phone vibrates once against her chest, hard, urgent, and when she opens her eyes, there's a new message beneath the photos. Tick-tock, Nia. 2 words. A countdown that just became real. Junseok is still standing in front of her, waiting for an answer, completely unaware that someone just put a timer on their lives. Outside, the snow keeps falling, covering everything, erasing tracks, burying evidence. Junseok knows the taste of a lie. He's told enough of them. Nya is lying right now, pressed against the refrigerator, phone hidden against her chest, breathing like she just ran a mile. Her pupils are too wide. Her hands won't stay still. Something happened, something bad enough that she's trying to protect him from it. That's the problem with loving someone who spent 2 years teaching you how to be human. They think you've forgotten how to be the other thing. He hasn't. Junseok steps over the broken mug, glass crunching under his boots, and watches Naya's throat work as she swallows. She's deciding how much to tell him. He can see the calculation happening behind her eyes. He doesn't push. Men like him learn patience in blood. 7 years ago, Kong Junseok, the name he doesn't use anymore, moved through Seoul's underground like smoke. Silent, invisible, efficient. The syndicate that owned him didn't care what he was called. They cared about results. He delivered. The first kill tasted like copper and shame. He was 22, hands shaking so hard afterward he couldn't light a cigarette. His mentor Min-kyu had laughed, clapped him on the shoulder, said, "It gets easier." It did. That was the problem. By 26, Junseok stopped counting bodies. Numbers didn't matter when you became a tool, sharp, maintained, used when necessary. The syndicate gave him money, power, protection. They took everything else, his name, his family, his ability to close his eyes without seeing. Faces. When the organization collapsed during a federal raid, Junseok had 2 choices: disappear or die. He chose the first. Seattle was random, big enough to vanish in, cold enough that people kept their heads down. He worked under the table, dishwasher, delivery driver, night janitor, anything that paid cash and didn't ask questions. For 3 years he lived alone, no holidays, no friends, no reason to exist beyond stubborn reflex. Then Naya knocked. Thanksgiving. He'd been sitting in the dark, staring at nothing, when he heard it. 3 soft taps on his apartment door. He opened it, expecting a complaint. Found a black woman in a waitress uniform holding a foil-covered plate. "You're new here, right?" She smiled like they were old friends. "I'm Naya, from 3B. Nobody should eat alone on Thanksgiving." Junseok should have said no, should have closed the door, but roasted turkey and sweet potatoes smelled like a memory he didn't know he had, and before he could stop himself, "Thank you." That was 2 years ago. Since then, Naya has knocked every holiday. Christmas, New Year's, Easter, even the 4th of July, though he's not American and doesn't understand fireworks. She brings food, asks questions, sits with him when words won't come. Slowly, impossibly, she taught him how to be David Song, how to smile without it feeling like a weapon, how to touch someone without calculating weak points, how to sleep through the night. Now, watching her lie to protect him, Junseok feels something cold wake up in his chest. the part of him that never really died, just hibernated. "I need to grab something from the bedroom," he says quietly. Nia nods too fast. He turns. That's when he sees it. The front door, not fully closed, the deadbolt isn't engaged. Junseok always locks the deadbolt. Always. It's muscle memory older than David's song, older than bread making and community gardens. It's survival instinct burned into nerve endings that don't forget. His pulse doesn't spike. It slows, goes cold and mechanical. He moves toward the door without sound, checking the frame, the hinges, the handle. No scratches, no forced entry, which means someone picked the lock clean. Professional work, the kind that takes practice and patience. The kind he used to do. "June?" Nia's voice sounds far away. He doesn't answer, because on the small table by the door there's something that wasn't there this morning. A white envelope, no postage, no address, just a name written in black ink, precise, deliberate strokes that make his stomach drop. Kang Jun Seok, his real name. The one buried 7 years deep. The one that should be dead. Jun Seok picks up the envelope. The paper is expensive, cotton fiber, heavy weight. Someone took care with this, made it personal. His hands don't shake when he opens it. Inside, a single piece of cardstock. 7 words in the same precise handwriting. "You don't get to walk away, Kang." The room goes quiet. Not silent. Quiet, in the way a forest goes quiet when predators are near. Every small sound magnified. Nia's breathing, snow hitting the window, his own heartbeat, steady and slow. Someone was inside their apartment, stood right here, left a message, and walked out. Junseok turns to face Nia. She's still against the refrigerator, phone pressed to her chest, eyes wide and afraid. "Show me," he says, not a request. She hesitates. Then slowly, like it costs her something, she holds out her phone. Junseok takes it, sees the photos, the shelter, the bakery, her mother's grave, the message. "You have 48 hours. His jaw tightens. "When?" he asks. 10 minutes ago? "Why didn't you tell me?" "Because I know what you'll do." Junseok looks at her, this woman who taught him how to be soft, how to exist without violence, how to believe second chances were real. "What I'll do," he says quietly, "is keep you alive." Outside, the snow keeps falling. Inside, the man who used to be Kang Jun Seok is waking up, and whoever sent these messages has no idea what they just unleashed. Jun Seok reads the message 3 times. "You don't get to walk away, Kang." The handwriting is familiar. Precise strokes, controlled pressure. He learned to write like that in Seoul. Clean. Efficient. The kind of penmanship that doesn't leave DNA behind. Only one person taught that method. Min-Kyu Han, his mentor, his handler, the man who turned him into a weapon, the man who should be dead. "Who is it?" Nia asks. Her voice cuts through the silence. Junseok looks up. She's moved away from the refrigerator, standing in the middle of the kitchen like she's ready to run or fight. He can't tell which. "Someone from before," he says. "Before me?" "Before David Song." The name sits heavy between them. David Song is who he's been for 7 years. Safe, normal, human. But whoever wrote this note knows the truth. That David Song is just a mask stretched over something darker. Nya crosses her arms. "You need to tell me everything. I need to get you somewhere safe." "No." The word lands like a slap. Junseok's jaw tightens. He's calculating exits, safe houses, how fast they can disappear. It's muscle memory. His brain automatically mapping escape routes, identifying threats, assessing risk levels. "Nya, no," she says again, louder this time. "I'm not running, I'm not hiding, and I'm not leaving you to deal with this alone. You don't understand what these people are capable of. Then explain it to me." Junseok looks at the woman who knocked on his door with warm food and wouldn't let him die alone in the dark. The woman who taught him how to smile, how to sleep, how to believe in tomorrow. He can't lose her, won't lose her. The man who sent this, he says carefully, was my handler in Seoul, Min-kyu Han. He trained me, shaped me, turned me into... He stops, can't finish. Into what? A killer. The word drops like a stone into still water. Nya doesn't flinch, doesn't step back, just stands there, arms crossed, waiting. When the syndicate collapsed, Jun Seok continues, there was a raid. Federal agents, local police, everyone. Min-kyu was leading an operation in Busan. I was supposed to be with him. But you weren't. No, I took a different job. By the time I found out about the raid, it was too late. Min-kyu was captured, interrogated, tortured. He pauses, remembering the photos he saw later. Min-kyu's face swollen, eyes blackened, cigarette burns mapping his chest. He thought I abandoned him, Jun Seok says quietly. Thought I could have saved him, but chose not to. Did you? The question is sharp, direct. Nia's eyes never leave his face. I don't know, Jun Seok admits. Maybe. But by the time I heard, he was already, he gestures vaguely, broken. And now he's here. Now he's here. Nya walks to the window, looks out at the snow-covered street. Her reflection in the glass is distorted, ghostly. When she speaks, her voice is steady. I'm not running. Nya. 2 years ago, you were alone, sitting in the dark, barely alive. She turns to face him. I knocked on your door because I saw someone who needed help. You think I'm going to abandon you now? Something in Jun Seok's chest cracks open. This woman. This stubborn, impossible woman. He'll come after you, he says. Let him try. He'll hurt people you care about. Then we protect them. This isn't some feel-good story, Naya. This is blood and violence and you, she interrupts. It's you. And I'm not leaving. The apartment goes quiet. Outside, a car engine starts. Headlights sweep across the window, and for a split second, Jun Seok sees it. A dark sedan, idling across the street. Same one that's been there for the past 3 days. He thought it was paranoia. It wasn't. We're being watched, he says. Naya moves to the window. Where? Don't look directly. Black sedan, 11 o'clock. She sees it. Her shoulders tighten. How long? 3 days, maybe more. The sedan pulls away slowly, tires crunching through snow. No rush, no urgency. Just a message. We know where you live. Nia's phone buzzes. She pulls it out. Another message. Jun Seok watches her face drain of color. What? He demands. She turns the screen toward him. New photo. The two of them standing at the window. Taken from the street, 30 seconds ago. Below it, smile for the camera Kang. Min-kyu Han sits in the dark sedan, camera resting on his lap, and watches Kang Jun Seok's silhouette in the apartment window. 7 years. 7 years of imagining this moment. The scars on Min-kyu's chest itch. They always do when he's angry. Cigarette burns, knife cuts, electrical burns. A roadmap of what happens when you're abandoned by the one person who should have saved you. He lifts his shirt, traces the thick keloid tissue that spiders across his ribs. The interrogators wanted names, locations, bank accounts. Min-kyu gave them nothing. Not because he was loyal, because he wanted to save something for himself. Revenge. He pulls up the live feed on his phone. Hidden cameras positioned throughout Seattle. The women's shelter where the black woman works, the bakery downstairs, the cemetery where she visits her mother's grave every Sunday. Min-kyu has been watching for months, learning their patterns, their routines, their weaknesses. Jun Seok thinks he's safe, thinks he can put on a new name like a coat and walk away from blood. But men like them don't get redemption, they get consequences. And Naya Rowan, she's the consequence. Min-kyu studied her carefully, read her employee file from the shelter, stolen from an unlocked office. Followed her through grocery stores, coffee shops, her morning runs through the park. She's kind, painfully, stubbornly kind. The type of woman who sees broken things and tries to fix them. She sees Jun Seok as reformed, redeemed, a man who made mistakes but changed. She's wrong. Min-kyu knows the truth. He trained. Jun Seok watched him evolve from a scared kid who vomited after his first kill into a machine that didn't hesitate, didn't question, didn't feel. That doesn't disappear. It hibernates. His phone buzzes. Message from one of his contacts, a mid-level enforcer with ties to 3 different syndicates. Offer received $200K for the location. Interested parties waiting. Min-kyu smiles. He's not just stalking Jun Seok, he's selling him. Nya Rowan's location, her schedule, her vulnerabilities, all packaged and offered to the highest bidder. Men who want revenge on Kang Jun Seok, men who lost brothers, partners, money because of him. They don't want him dead, they want him destroyed. And the best way to destroy a man isn't to kill him. It's to kill what he loves. Min-kyu types back, "Wait for my signal, the price just went up." He lowers the phone and looks at the apartment window again. Jun Seok is holding Nya now, probably whispering promises he can't keep, probably telling her he'll protect her. Adorable. Min-kyu remembers Jun Seok before her, cold, efficient, perfect. This woman softened him, made him weak, and Min-kyu is going to make Jun Seok watch her suffer for it. Not today, not tomorrow, but soon. Because the best torture isn't physical pain, it's hope. Let them think they're safe. Let them believe love conquers violence. Let them build a fragile little life together, then burn it down. Min-kyu starts the engine and pulls away from the curb, tires whispering through fresh snow. As he drives, he thinks about the scars on his chest, the ones that itch, the ones that remind him every single day what betrayal feels like. Soon, Kang Jun Seok will have his own scars. The kind that don't heal, the kind that live in your head and never let you sleep. Min-kyu's phone buzzes again. Another interested buyer. Confirmed. $250K. Need details within 36 hours. He laughs, a sound like breaking glass. Jun Seok has 48 hours on his countdown clock, but Min-kyu's already sold tomorrow. Nya doesn't sleep. She lies in bed next to Jun Seok, listening to his breathing, watching the ceiling fan turn slow circles in the dark. Every sound makes her flinch. Every shadow looks like a threat. At 6 a.m., she gives up and gets dressed for work. "You should stay home," Jun Seok says from the doorway. He's already awake, probably never slept. "I can't," Nya says, pulling her coat on. "The shelter needs me. The shelter will survive one day without you. The women won't." She means it. The shelter houses 17 women right now, some fleeing domestic violence, some homeless, some just desperate for a safe place to exist. They depend on her. Jun Seok's jaw tightens. "Then I'm coming with you. You can't guard me 24/7. Watch me." They drive to the shelter in silence, Jun Seok checking mirrors every 30 seconds. Nya watches the city wake up around them. Early morning commuters, garbage trucks, joggers braving the cold, everything looks normal. But normal is a lie. The shelter sits on a quiet street in South Seattle, a converted church with stained glass windows and a kitchen that feeds 60 people a day. Nya has worked here for 4 years, knows every woman's story, every child's favorite snack. She punches in the security code and pushes the door open. The smell hits her immediately. Wrong. Not the usual coffee and cinnamon rolls. Something sour. Rotten. "Stay here," Jun Seok orders, moving past her. Nya ignores him and follows. The kitchen is a disaster. Food containers overturned. Meat left out overnight, bloated and gray. Milk spilled across counters. And in the middle of it all, a handwritten note taped to the refrigerator. "Kindness makes you predictable." Nya's stomach drops. "He was here," she whispers. Jun Seok is already checking windows, exits, blind spots. His movements are different now, sharper, predatory. David Song is gone. Kang Jun-seok has taken his place. Did anyone eat this? He asks. I don't. No. The morning shift starts at 7. Footsteps on the stairs. A woman appears, Shanice, one of the overnight volunteers. Her face is pale. Nya, we have a problem. They follow her upstairs to the sleeping quarters. 3 women are sick. Vomiting. Sweating. Moaning in pain. One of them is 8 months pregnant. Nya's chest constricts. She moves to the pregnant woman's side. Keisha, 19 years old, baby due in 3 weeks. I ate the meatloaf. Keisha gasps. From last night. It tasted weird, but I was so hungry. We're calling 911, Naya says, pulling out her phone. Jun-seok grabs her wrist. Wait. She's pregnant. I know. But the second you call, we're exposed. Police, questions, attention. That's what he wants. Nya jerks her hand free. I don't care what he wants. She needs help. She dials. The ambulance arrives 12 minutes later. Paramedics load Keisha onto a stretcher. IV already running. The other 2 women follow in a second ambulance. Nya rides with Keisha, holding her hand while the girl cries. My baby, Keisha keeps saying. Please, my baby. At the hospital, they run tests. Food poisoning. Severe. The contaminated meat was laced with something. Bacteria, maybe intentionally cultivated. Not enough to kill, just enough to cause suffering. The doctors stabilize Keisha. The baby's heartbeat is strong, but she'll need to stay overnight for observation. Nia sits in the waiting room, head in her hands. This is her fault. She brought this into the shelter, into these women's lives. Her phone rings. Unknown number. She knows who it is before she answers. Ms. Rowan. The voice is calm, male. Korean accent underneath American English. I hope you're having a productive morning. Nya's hands shake. Who are you? Someone who remembers when Kang Jun-seok was useful. What do you want? I want him to understand that running has consequences. He's not running. He's changed. Min-kyu laughs, a sound without humor. Men like him don't change, Ms. Rowan. They pretend, they hide. But the violence is always there. Waiting. You're wrong. Am I? Then prove it. Leave him. Walk away. Or I'll remind the world exactly who Kang Jun-seok was, starting with the people you care about. The line goes dead. Nya sits in the sterile hospital silence, fluorescent lights buzzing overhead. Keisha is in a room 2 floors up, hooked to monitors, baby still safe inside her. For now. But Min-kyu just made something clear. He's not targeting Jun-seok. He's targeting everyone Nya loves. And kindness, the thing that defines her, that makes her who she is, just became a weapon against her. Nya leaves the hospital at midnight. Jun-seok is waiting in the parking lot, leaning against the car, breath fogging in cold air. He looks tired, human. For a moment, she almost forgets what he used to be. Then she remembers the voice on the phone. Men like him don't change. Keisha? Jun-seok asks. Stable. Baby's fine. They're keeping her for observation. He nods, opens the car door for her. They drive home in silence. Nya keeps replaying Min-kyu's words, the calm certainty in his voice, the threat that wasn't loud or dramatic, just factual, clinical. Or I'll remind the world exactly who Kang Jun-seok was. What does that mean? Police? Media? Something worse? They're pulling into their apartment complex when Naya sees him. A man standing in the shadows near the building entrance. Korean. Early 30s. Thin frame, nervous posture. June, she says quietly. He's already seen him. The car slows. The man steps forward, hands raised like he's surrendering. I'm not here to hurt you, he calls out in Korean. Jun-seok responds in the same language, sharp, commanding. The man answers quickly, eyes darting to the street like he's being watched. What's he saying? Nya asks. He wants to talk. Says it's urgent. Is it a trap? Maybe. But Junseok parks anyway, gets out. Naya follows, ignoring his look that says, stay in the car. Up close, the man looks exhausted. Dark circles under his eyes. A healing cut on his cheekbone. His hands won't stop shaking. My name is Sung-jae, he says in English, glancing at Nya. I used to work for Min-kyu Han. Nya's blood goes cold. Why are you here? Junseok asks. To warn you. Sung-jae pulls out his phone, shows them a photo. This was posted 2 hours ago. Private message board, dark web. The photo shows Nya entering the hospital. Clear shot, professional quality. Below it, detailed information, her full name, her address, her work schedule, her mother's grave location, and a price tag. 300,000. What is this? Nya breathes. A bounty, Sung-jae says. Min-kyu is selling your location to anyone who wants revenge on Kang Junseok. He's got buyers from 3 different syndicates interested. Junseok's face goes blank. Empty. The look of a man calculating kill orders. Who bid? He asks quietly. People you hurt. People who lost family because of you. They don't just want you dead, Kang. They want you destroyed. And the way to destroy you is her. Junseok finishes. Sung-jae nods. Nya's knees go weak. She leans against the car. She's not just a target. She's merchandise. Being sold to the highest bidder like furniture, like property. How many? She asks. 3 confirmed buyers so far, maybe more by morning. Why are you telling us this? Junseok demands. Sung-jae's jaw tightens. Because Min-kyu is insane. He used to be methodical, professional, but after the interrogation, after the torture, he stops. He's not interested in clean kills anymore. He wants suffering. And I didn't sign up for what he's planning. What is he planning? Sung-jae looks at Nya directly. He wants Junseok to watch you die slowly. Then he wants to sell your body parts to collectors as trophies. The words hang in frozen air. Nya's vision swims. She tastes bile. When? Junseok's voice is ice. The first buyer arrives tomorrow. They'll scope you out, confirm the location. Then, Sung-jae trails off. Then what? Nya forces out. Then they'll take you, and Min-kyu will make sure Junseok lives long enough to know it's his fault. Silence, complete, suffocating. Junseok turns to Nya. Pack a bag. We're leaving. Where? Anywhere but here. They'll follow us. Then I'll make sure they don't. The way he says it, flat, certain, final, sends ice down Nya's spine. This is the man Min-kyu created. The one who doesn't hesitate, doesn't negotiate, just eliminates problems. Don't, she whispers. Don't what? Don't become him again. Junseok's eyes are black in the parking lot shadows. I never stopped being him, Nya. I just hid it better. Sung-jae backs away. I've told you what I know. What you do with it, he shakes his head. Good luck. He disappears into the night. Nya and Junseok stand in the cold, breath clouding between them. We call the police, Naya says, and tell them what? That I'm a former hitman being hunted by my old mentor? That you're worth $300,000 on the black market? There has to be another way. There is. His hand moves to his jacket pocket. Nya sees the outline of something hard. Metal, a gun. No, she says. Nya, no. She grabs his arm. The second you kill someone, you become exactly what Min-kyu wants you to be. You prove him right. He's already right. Then prove him wrong. Junseok looks at her. This woman who knocked on his door with warm food and wouldn't let him stay broken. The woman who's about to die because of him. I can't lose you, he says quietly. Then don't lose yourself trying to save me. Above them, snow begins to fall again, soft, silent, covering the world in white. In 36 hours, someone is coming for Nya. And Jun Seok has to decide, become the monster again, or find another way to fight one. Jun Seok disappears for 3 hours. Nya sits in the apartment, staring at her phone, waiting for it to ring with news that he's been arrested, or worse, that he's done something that can't be undone. When he finally comes back, his hands are clean. No blood, no gun, no bodies, just a manila folder tucked under his arm. "Where were you?" she asks. He sets the folder on the table, opens it. Inside, surveillance photos, bank statements, communication logs, years of evidence meticulously documented. "Building a case," he says. Nia stares at the documents. "Against who?" "Min-kyu, the syndicate, everyone who's coming after you." He pulls out his phone, shows her a contact. "I called someone." The name on the screen, Special Agent Marcus Chen. FBI. Nia's chest tightens. "You contacted the FBI?" "I had to. They'll arrest you. Probably. June, I don't care what happens to me, Nia. I care that you're safe." His voice cracks on the last word, the first time she's heard him lose control since this started. "Every person I killed, every life I took, I can't undo that, but I can make sure you don't pay for my mistakes." Nia reaches across the table, grabs his hand. His fingers are cold, trembling. "What did you tell them?" she asks. "Everything. Where I worked, who I worked for. Names, dates, locations. Enough to put Min-kyu away for life." "And yourself?" He doesn't answer. Doesn't need to. Jun Seok just traded his freedom for her safety. "When?" Nya whispers. "Agent Chen is reviewing the evidence now. If it holds up, they'll move on Min-kyu within 24 hours. They'll freeze his accounts, shut down his networks, bring him in. And if he runs, he won't. He's too obsessed, too angry." Jun Seok's jaw tightens. "Men like Min-kyu don't run. They finish what they start. Then we wait? We wait." Nya looks at the man across from her, the one who chose exposure over violence, prosecution over revenge. 2 years ago, he sat in darkness, alone, barely human. Now he's risking everything to keep someone else safe. That's not the same man Min-kyu created. That's someone new. Her phone buzzes. Another message. Another photo. This time, Jun Seok entering the FBI field office downtown. Clear shot. Timestamp, 2 hours ago. Below it. "Betrayal tastes familiar, doesn't it, Kang?" Nya shows him. Jun Seok's face goes hard. He knows. "How?" "Someone inside, or surveillance. Doesn't matter. He knows I talked." "What does that mean?" Jun Seok stands, moves to the window. Outside, the city glitters with Christmas lights and fresh snow. Everything looks peaceful. "It means he's going to accelerate the timeline," Jun Seok says quietly. "He won't wait for buyers. Won't wait for the FBI. He'll come himself." "When?" "Soon." Nia's phone rings. She doesn't recognize the number but answers anyway. Min-kyu's voice is cold, controlled, furious. "You made him soft," he says. "Turned a weapon into a coward." "He's not a coward," Nia shoots back. "He's choosing to be better than you." "Better?" Min-kyu laughs. "He's choosing to hide behind federal agents and legal systems. That's not better. That's weak. If you're so strong, why haven't you shown your face?" Silence. Nia presses harder. "You hide in shadows, send threats through phones, poison innocent people. That's not strength. That's cowardice." "Careful, Ms. Rowan." "Or what? You'll add me to your shopping list? Sell me for parts?" Her voice shakes, but she doesn't stop. "You're not scary, Min-kyu. You're pathetic. A broken man who can't let go of the past." "I'll see you soon," Min-kyu says quietly. The line goes dead. Jun Seok is staring at her. "What?" she asks. "You just challenged him directly. So? So he'll come for you himself now. Not buyers, not intermediaries. Him." "Good," Nia says, surprising herself. "Let him come. I'm tired of being hunted." "Nia, no. You chose the FBI. You chose justice over revenge. Now I'm choosing to stand my ground. She straightens her spine. He wants to break us. I won't let him. Jun Seok looks at her, really looks at her, and something shifts in his expression. Pride, maybe. Or fear. Or both. New Year's Eve, he says suddenly. What? That's when he'll make his move. Public, crowded, lots of witnesses. He'll want me to see it happening and be unable to stop it. How do you know? Because that's what I would do. The words hang between them. Outside, snow falls harder. 3 days until New Year's Eve. 3 days until Min-kyu makes his move, and Jun Seok just gave the FBI everything they need to stop him, if they move fast enough. New Year's Eve comes with freezing rain. The streets of Seattle are packed. People heading to parties, restaurants, the Space Needle for midnight fireworks. Enya and Jun Seok walk through Pike Place Market, surveillance cameras everywhere, FBI agents positioned in plainclothes throughout the crowd. Agent Chen promised protection. Promised they'd arrest Min-kyu the second he appeared. But Jun Seok knows better. Men like Min-kyu don't get caught easily. You should be inside, he tells Naya for the 100th time. We've been over this. If he shows up, he'll show up whether I'm here or not. She pulls her coat tighter. At least this way, we control the environment. The market glows with string lights and holiday decorations. Tourists take photos. Street musicians play. Everything looks normal. But Jun Seok's skin is crawling. They're being watched. He can feel it. 9 p.m., no sign of Min-kyu. 10 p.m., still nothing. By 11 p.m., Naya is shivering despite her coat. Maybe he's not coming, she says. That's when Jun Seok sees him. Standing across the street outside the bakery. Black coat, hands in pockets, face illuminated by neon signs. Min-kyu Han. Older than Jun Seok remembers. Thinner. Scars visible on his neck where his collar doesn't quite close. Their eyes meet across the distance. Min-kyu smiles, then walks toward them. Jun Seok moves instantly, positioning himself between Min-kyu and Naya, body angled to protect, hands ready. FBI agents close in from 3 directions, but Min-kyu doesn't run, doesn't reach for a weapon, just walks slowly through the crowd until he's 10 feet away. Kang, he says in Korean, you look well. Min-kyu. Domestic life suits you. Soft clothes, soft hands, soft heart. What do you want? Min-kyu's eyes shift to Nia. Is this her? The woman who thinks she saved you? Nia steps forward before Jun Seok can stop her. I'm Nia Rowan, and I'm not afraid of you. You should be. Why? Because you poison food and stalk people? Because you hide behind phones and threats? Her voice carries across the market. People are starting to stare. You're pathetic. Min-kyu's smile doesn't waver. Brave words for someone worth $300,000. You can't buy courage. No, but I can buy suffering. He reaches into his coat. FBI agents draw weapons. Jun Seok lunges forward, but Min-kyu just pulls out an envelope. Slow, deliberate, hands visible. I'm not here to kill you, he says, tossing the envelope at Jun Seok's feet. I'm here to remind you what loyalty costs. Jun Seok doesn't pick it up. Min-kyu continues. You left me to rot, Kang. While you played baker and house husband, I was being waterboarded, electrocuted, burned. He unbuttons his collar, shows the scars. They wanted names. I gave them nothing, because I believed my brothers would come. I didn't know. You didn't care. Min-kyu's voice rises. You ran, saved yourself, built a new life while I survived hell. You're right, Jun Seok says quietly. The admission stops everyone. I did run, Jun Seok continues. I was selfish, cowardly. I chose survival over loyalty. Finally, truth. But I'm not that man anymore. Aren't you? Min-kyu gestures around. You contacted the FBI, gave them everything. You're running again, Kang, just with federal protection this time. I'm protecting her. By betraying me again? By choosing justice over revenge? Min-kyu's face twists. Justice? There's no justice for men like us. Only survival. Nya pulls out her phone, starts recording. Min-kyu notices. What are you doing? Making sure everyone sees who you really are. She holds the phone steady, camera pointed at his face. A man who tortures innocent people because he's too broken to heal. Turn that off. No. I said turn it off. Make me. Min-kyu steps toward her. Jun-seok blocks his path. Don't, Jun-seok warns. Sirens wail in the distance, getting closer. FBI agents move in. Min-kyu looks around, realizes he's surrounded. His smile returns, but there's something desperate in it now, something unhinged. This isn't over, he says. Yes, it is, Nya says firmly. Min-kyu backs away, slowly. You chose him. Now choose who bleeds. He turns and runs, disappearing into the crowd, agents chasing, people screaming. Jun-seok pulls Nya close as chaos erupts around them. Fireworks explode overhead. Midnight. New year. New beginning. Or so they hope. The apartment is silent at 2 a.m. FBI agents searched it, found nothing. Min-kyu escaped, vanished into Seattle's underground like smoke. They're looking for him, checking airports, train stations, known associates. But Jun-seok knows the truth. Min-kyu isn't running, he's planning. Nya stands at the window, watching snow fall over the quiet city. Her recording of the confrontation has been turned over to the FBI. Evidence, proof, but it doesn't feel like victory. He'll come back, she says. Jun-seok doesn't deny it. Maybe. You know he will. Then we'll deal with it. She turns to face him. I'm sorry. For what? For not understanding what you gave up. Your freedom, your anonymity, everything you built here. Her eyes shine with unshed tears. You turned yourself in to save me. I'd do it again. I know. That's what scares me. Jun-seok crosses to her, takes her hands. They're cold. Always cold these days. 2 years ago, he says quietly, I was already dead. Just going through motions. Then you knocked on my door with Thanksgiving dinner and wouldn't take no for an answer. I was being nosy. You were being human. And you reminded me what that felt like. He squeezes her hands gently. Whatever happens next, FBI arrests, trials, none of it matters compared to that. It matters if you go to prison. Then you'll visit me. Nya laughs, a broken sound that turns into a sob. Jun-seok pulls her close. She fits against his chest like she belongs there. I used to think protection meant violence, he whispers into her hair, meant eliminating threats, being stronger than danger. And now? Now I know real protection is staying human, choosing right over easy, being someone worth coming home to. Nya pulls back to look at him. And real love? Real love is letting someone stand beside you, not behind you, not in front of you. Beside you. She kisses him then, soft and desperate and terrified all at once. Outside, fireworks still pop occasionally. The city celebrates. Inside, 2 people hold each other and hope tomorrow doesn't come with handcuffs. Whatever happens, Enya says, we face it together. Together, Jun-seok agrees. They don't promise forever. They promise honesty. And for tonight, that's enough. 2 weeks pass in strange normalcy. FBI investigation continues. No sign of Min-kyu, no more threats, no more surveillance. Nya returns to work at the shelter. Keisha has her baby, a healthy girl named Hope. Life moves forward, almost like nothing happened. Almost. But Jun-seok can't shake the feeling of being watched, can't stop checking mirrors, exits, shadows. January 14th, Tuesday morning, snow falling light and lazy. Nya checks the mail on her way to work. Bills, advertisements, a plain envelope with no return address. Her stomach drops. She knows before opening it. Inside, a key, silver, unmarked, and a photo. Min-kyu standing outside a building in Chicago. The address visible on the street sign behind him. 1847, West Harrison Street, the women's shelter in Chicago where Naya's cousin works. On the back, written in that same precise handwriting, "You chose him, now choose who bleeds." Naya's hands don't shake this time. Don't tremble. She stands in the cold morning air, snow catching in her hair, and feels something shift inside her chest. Not fear, not anymore. Something harder, sharper. Rage. Min-kyu wants her afraid, wants her broken, wants her to beg Jun Seok to save her. But Naya Rowan spent 2 years teaching a killer how to be human. She's not going to let a broken man undo that work. She pulls out her phone, not to call Jun Seok, to call the FBI. "Agent Chen," she says when he answers. "I have new evidence. Chicago. 1847 West Harrison. Min-kyu Han is there." "How do you know?" "He sent me a photo." "Ms. Rowan, I'm emailing it now." "Move fast. He's threatening more people." She hangs up before he can argue. Then she calls Jun Seok. "He's in Chicago," she says, "and I'm done being hunted." "Nya? No. Listen, I spent 2 years showing you that people can change, that violence isn't the only answer, that healing is possible." Her voice is steel. "Now I'm going to prove it to him." "How?" "By not being afraid anymore." She looks at the key in her palm, the photo, the threat. Min-kyu thinks fear is power, but Naya learned something these past 2 weeks. Courage isn't the absence of fear, it's choosing to stand anyway. "Come home," Jun Seok says quietly. "We'll figure this out together. I'm already on my way." Nia pockets the key and photo, turns toward home. Behind her, the mail carrier drives away. Above her, snow falls soft and silent. And somewhere in Chicago, Min-kyu Han waits for a response that will never come. Because Nia isn't playing his game anymore. She's writing new rules. And the first rule? Love is stronger than revenge. The past isn't done with them, but this time, they're ready, together.